So first we got is the, not torture, is it torture? Torture or scorcher? Pretty sure it's torture. So we got the torture. I don't know where I want to put this. Nothing has changed for this, but I think I got to put it in the A category. I feel like that's very fair because if you run a full fire loadout, you can get a lot of kills with it. You can also take down chargers, but doesn't take down chargers as fast as you would expect it to. So I think A tier is a pretty solid spot. The Liberator Carbine, it's kind of difficult. I want to put it in A tier because of how fast it can destroy stalkers and commanders, but you run out of ammo really quickly, and because it has such a high fire rate, you do run out of ammo. Yeah, you do run out of ammo very quickly, especially when it comes to hunters and warriors. So I think I'm gonna have to put it in B tier. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's horrible. It feels like an average assault rifle. I'm gonna have to say the same thing for the Liberator. We'll put that right over there. Liberator is just, it's an all-around assault rifle. I mean, it's pretty good. The is this Purifier? I think this is the Purifier. Well, either way, if it's the Purifier or the Scorcher, easily S tier. The buffs this thing has received are insane. Man, this is definitely by far one of the best weapons to use. Next, oh my god, and here we go. We got the new bolt action rifle. Man, this thing is such an amazing piece of shit. We're putting that straight in the D category. This is by far the worst weapon you could possibly use. It is the most fun weapon you can use, but the worst weapon at the same time. Next, we got the Tenderizer. This one's actually kind of tricky. I don't know if I would put this in B tier or C tier because it's really good at killing stalkers and decent at alpha commanders. I don't know, I think I gotta put it in C tier. It got that fire rate increase that is a nice bonus to it, but I don't know, I don't find the weapon to be that great overall. I think I gotta put it in C tier. It just, I don't know, it never really sat well with me. The Knight SMG, personally, I would put this in S tier. I find this weapon to be amazing because of how fast you can kill stalkers and alpha commanders. Like, you just blow them up within a second. But it's I don't know, I'm gonna put it in S tier. Fuck it, it's going straight in S tier. I find this is my tier list. I'm making this how I want to. I think this weapon is amazing. You guys want to have an argument about it? You can do it in the comments section. All right, so the SG Punisher, I think I gotta put this in C tier with the Tenderizer. It is not that great in general. Like, the armor penetration is nice, the stagger's not bad, but like, it's, I don't know, there's just a lot of weapons I'd rather take over it, to be honest. We got the Sickle. The Sickle, I'm putting this in B category. It feels like an average assault rifle. It didn't get any buffs at all, which definitely sucks. I feel like they got to increase the damage of this slightly, just a little bit. Maybe give it an extra 5 to 10 damage, and it's perfect. All right, the Jar Dominator. This one, I think I got to put this in the B category as well because it heavily excels at killing commanders, hive guards, armored spewers, and stalkers. But like, the second you get swarmed by a group of hunters and stuff, there's nothing you can, well, it's not nothing you can do, but like, you only have 15 shots, and odds are you're going to miss some of those shots, especially with how bad the handling is on this weapon. Like, when you're using this weapon, you almost have to use armor with the peak physique to like really land your shots consistently. Next, we got the Pummeler. I'm gonna put this in C tier. I don't know. I don't really take this with me. Like, I feel like there's better weapons to take. Like, let's say the Liberator Concussive. It does the same thing. I think the Liberator Concussive does a bit less damage, but that 60 round drum magazine it has, like, you'd be surprised how much of a difference that makes. Like, you wouldn't think an extra, was it 15 to 30 rounds? I forgot how much it had before, but you wouldn't think like an extra 15 to 30 rounds would make that big of a difference, but it really, really does. The Plasma Punisher. Ooh, I don't know. Like, this weapon's horrible, but it's not as bad as the new rifle. But I also wouldn't say, actually, yeah, C tier. C tier is definitely where it belongs. We'll put it there. Yeah, I think that's perfect for it. It's not a good weapon, but it's not nearly as bad as the new rifle. Incendiary Breaker, I mean, not much really has to be said about it. Easily an S tier weapon. You combine it with the supply pack. If you combine the Incendiary Breaker with the supply pack, it is all you need to handle everything smaller than a charger, pretty much. Easily S tier. The Blitzer, another S tier weapon. Infinite ammo, stagger effect, medium armor penetration, and you can hit multiple bugs at the same time without even aiming down sights. Easy S tier. The Liberator Concussive. Oh, this one's kind of difficult because it does feel like a regular weapon, but it does feel like an average assault rifle, but the stagger force is just so hard. I think I gotta put it in A tier. And I'll tell you exactly why. Like, the knockback effect is crazy good. if you get swarmed by a group of hunters, you can keep them all at a distance from you, just constantly knock them back. And because the fire rate is so slow on it, you end up saving rounds because you don't overshoot your targets that much. Full on reasoning for A tier. All right, next we got the Eruptor. Ooh. The Eruptor. This one's kind of difficult because it's very useful. You can take down structures, you can take down bug holes. It's like okay at dealing with large swarms. It's completely useless up close, but I think I have to put it in A tier just because of the amount of utility you get out of this weapon. Like, again, just being able to close up bug holes, take down Shrieker towers, Spore towers, heavily damaged chargers and stuff. I think A tier is pretty fair for the amount of utility you get out of it. The Punisher, definitely. All right, Punisher, SG, A tier. A tier. You one-shot hunters, you one-shot warriors, you have enough knockback to where you can stun lock a stalker in place and just drop it there on the spot. You reload each round individually. It's easily an A tier weapon. The only reason I'm not putting it in S tier is because it could use a little bit more ammo, and I guess that's it. Maybe just ammo. That's the only reason I wouldn't put it in S tier, because you do run out of ammo very fast, because you have 60 shots, you can get 60 kills before you're completely out, and that's if you one-shot everything. The Diligence, is this the Diligence counter sniper? No, it's just a regular Diligence. I'm gonna put this in C tier for obvious reasons. It's really just not that great all around. The Scythe, I think I gotta put the Scythe in A tier. You guys may argue with me about this here, but this is an infinite ammo weapon that can set bugs on fire, and I think it does 350 damage a second. Like, that is really good. It has 0 recoil. You can also take down structures from like across the map with this thing. I mean, sure, it will take you some time, but the fact that you can destroy a Shrieker tower from across the map, even if it takes you like 2 minutes or something, you will not have to deal with that at all. So definitely A tier. Oh, the Cookout. The Cookout is going in S tier. S tier. And the reason I'm putting the Cookout in S tier is because it doesn't excel in any area. It's not amazing in any area like let's say the Punisher when it comes to killing stalkers, or the Incendiary Breaker when it comes to killing large swarms, but it does everything really well. The knockback effect, perfect for taking down stalkers and commanders. You can keep them locked in place, destroy them. If you see a patrol coming from a distance, similar to the Incendiary Breaker, you can kind of send rounds out into the patrol, set them all on fire, and have the damage over time effect kill them. You also reload each round individually, so you can just shoot, reload, shoot, reload, shoot, reload. There's really no downside to this weapon, but there's no like amazing side to this weapon. It just does everything really well. Next, the Breaker Spray and Pray. I think I'm gonna put this in. I think I'm gonna put in A tier actually, because this weapon is amazing when it comes to taking down large swarms of hunters, warriors, pouncers, basically all the unarmored bugs. Also, it has a ton of ammo. I think you start off with like 7 or 8 magazines with it, which is absurd. And then I think the nice part on top of this here is that when it comes to killing commanders, you don't aim at their head. You actually aim at their legs, which is their weak spot. And because of the way the gun works now, instead of having the pellets, I guess, go in a circle to where you're shooting at or vertical, they're more spread out horizontally. So it's so much easier to hit commanders' legs and take them out quicker. Not to mention, if you stun a charger and just mag dump into the butt of it, you'll completely blow it up. So definitely A tier. The only thing that just annoys me is when it comes to dealing with armored spewers and hive guards, they become pretty difficult to take care of. But other than that, like every other enemy, it completely annihilates. Hey, now we have the Scorcher. Scorcher, S tier. Easy. Wait, is it Scorcher or Torture? Pretty sure it's Scorcher. Yeah, so anyways, Scorcher, easily S tier. And the reason I'm saying this is S tier is because it got its fire rate increased, and you can set it to full auto. So you can just completely mag dump whatever you're fighting. Or not mag dump, but yeah, I guess, yeah, you can mag dump, but the fact that you can also take down commanders, like you can blow up their head. Actually, I don't think it blows up their head. I'm pretty sure it just kills them entirely. Like as soon as you kill a chart or a commander, that's it. Like they don't have that second phase when their head blows off and they start running full speed at you. Like no, once they're dead, they're dead. You basically 2 to 3 shot almost every bug except for obviously, the stronger ones like commanders and stalkers, but it's good in every situation. There's really not a downside to the weapon. Next, we have the Liberator Penetrator. I gotta put this in B tier. I put this in B tier because it does a similar thing as the Liberator, but a little bit differently. So the Liberator's good at taking down like warriors and hunters. However, it struggles at taking down armored units like the hive guards and commanders and stuff. But the Liberator Penetrator actually excels at taking down hive guards and commanders, but it doesn't do that well against taking out hunters and warriors because of the lower damage on it. So it's kind of like you have to trade one for the other. Do you want to kill large swarms easier, or do you want to kill some of the armored enemies a bit easier. It's not like a massive difference, but you definitely notice it when you're using the two weapons. The Diligence Counter Sniper. Honestly, I love this weapon. I would want to put it in A tier, but it is just so awful. I gotta put it in C tier next to the Diligence. It's not made for, these two weapons were not made for bug missions, which is also kind of weird considering the regular Diligence doesn't have medium armor penetration, so it also wouldn't be that great for bot missions, and it's not good for bug missions. So you know what? I think I might actually put the regular Diligence into D tier. Yeah, I think that makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, the Breaker. I think I'll put the Breaker in B tier. It doesn't stand out in any area. It's just kind of good all around, but similar to the Cookout where it's being good all around, but not as good as a Cookout in every area, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't really have that crazy of a knockback. It's got pretty good damage, not that much ammo. It's not bad for killing swarms. It's also not bad for killing commanders. It's really a weird pick. Like, I don't know where I'd put this, but B tier. Feels like a very average shotgun. And then we got the crossbow. I think you guys already saw this coming. S tier. Like, it's S tier. You close up bug holes. You can destroy Shrieker towers, Shrieker nests, and Spore nests. You can 3-shot chargers in the butt to kill them. You can 3-shot impalers to kill them. You have tons of ammo. It's one-handed. Like, there's, again, no argument for it. Like, it's easily an S tier weapon. Next, the Defender. I think I want to put the Defender in A tier because it's got good ammo, good damage, slow fire rate to help you save on ammo, but I don't know. It's a little bit better than the Liberator, I would say, but I wouldn't say it's as good as some of the weapons in A tier. I think I'll keep it in B tier though. I don't think it's good enough to make it into A tier, but it's weird. If I had like a third tier, like a B plus tier or something, I would put it in there. I think it's definitely a little bit better than most of these weapons. And lastly, the Adjudicator. We're going to put the Adjudicator all the way in A tier. It's got the armor penetration, it's got the damage. Like, I don't know, it's just a great weapon now against bugs. Like, before it was okay, but once they buffed it, they gave it an extra 5 bullets in the magazine, which you'd be surprised makes a big difference, especially for this weapon. And they also increased the durable damage and the flat damage by 10. So I think A tier is definitely suited for it. But yeah, I mean, if you guys agree with the tier list, you guys let me know in the comments section. If you don't, or I mean, if you agree with me, let me know.